Hey there, Aries. Welcome to your reading for 2025. We are going to just look at how you are entering into the year in your first row. You have this new life card, which I love this card. This lady's being lifted up on a pedestal, so that's amazing. You also have this fork in the road card, so you might have a choice between your old life and your new life. I also have moving popping into my head as well, so if you have been, and here you go, you have the Three of Wands, which would definitely be looking at a move. It's kind of funny because I don't know, this might only be for one of you out there, but I just get this feeling that like someone out there is thinking like, don't I type of thing with a move. And if you're thinking about moving, I feel like you are going to move. So I don't know if that helps, Aries, but if you're one of those Aries that's been thinking about it, you definitely could do it. You have the Ace of Cups, the Death card, and the Three of Wands showing up in your first row. The Ace of Cups could be love, but the Ace of Cups is really about your flow. I always say that cup can easily reach down into the water below it, and it can fill itself back up. So the Ace of Cups is about creating a better flow in your life, or creating more flow in your life. And it says that you need to do more of the things that bring flow into your life. Again, the Ace of Cups doesn't have to struggle to fill itself up with energy. I believe that we all have certain things that we do that kind of give us energy. And this could be hobbies, it could be business, it could be just fun things that you do. And I would definitely focus on doing more of those things this year. I think when we get into the flow, we get better answers. I always say, like, the most stuck I've been for like 4.5 years, I literally sat in my room and stared at my wall, but I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't doing anything to get into the flow. And I always say, like, really the first thing I did that really got me moving was walking. So, and that's where I got answers to like all my problems. By going for a walk, I think that moving forward energy just allowed me to come up with better ideas. And, I think that the Ace of Cups is kind of one of those cards that says, if you're not doing things that are like fun or going for walks or whatever it is for you that gets you in a better energy, then you're not going to get the answers. So I would definitely do that with the Ace of Cups. I do feel there could be love for some of you. We have the Queen and King of Pentacles here. And, I just want to say this. I need to get this off my chest here, Aries, with these two cards. Like, I feel like I like the King and Queen of Pentacles because they want to build something permanent, but I just get this feeling of being too, I don't even know like what I'm feeling here with these two cards. It's like it's almost like they're too shy with each other, and so I think that if you do meet a person, especially if it's an earth sign this year, or it could be someone with a lot of earth in their chart, that for this to work, like I feel like, there needs to be more vulnerability, like right away. It's almost like if I look at this in my head, it's almost as if someone would just rip the Band-Aid off. I think this could be something that will, be really, really good, that will flourish for you as far as a relationship is concerned. But I think if both people are too, like, shy and, like, then, it's not going to work. So there you go. You have this Death card. The Death card, of course, is a card of a big transformation. And you start the reading with that new life card. So you literally are entering into 2025 in a new fresh energy. And I kind of feel like that's what the Death card is saying. You have the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands, he's looking out at these boats on the ocean. And those boats represent an opportunity for adventure. And he's standing where he has always been. And so I think this is encouraging new adventure. The other thing about the Three of Wands is, the story of the Three of Wands is that he's looking at that water, but it's golden in color. And so when he looks at it, he thinks he's looking at the desert. But when he looks closer, he sees the boats and he realizes it's water. So at first he's looking at something and he thinks there's no opportunity because nothing can grow in the desert. But when he looks closer, he sees the opportunity. And I think I've said this to you a bunch of times in 2024. So in 2025, this energy could be continuing. There might be opportunities that you need to look deeper at because, you might see an opportunity and you look at it and you're like, this isn't really going to go anywhere, but really it could. So I would any opportunity for anything, love, business, whatever, I would just take a deeper look at the opportunities in front of you because, there might be more growth opportunity or more just opportunity in general. With the Ace of Cups, you have the Chariot, definitely victory. Again, I think getting into the flow, like I described, doing things that cause you to overflow is going to be a little bit of a secret for you this year. So I think this could lead to a victory. Moving. How crazy is it that I said something about moving and, before I even put down that Three of Wands, and you have the Chariot. So I'm telling you right now, someone out there is moving. With the Death card, you have the Empress. Yes, very good. The Empress is about being in Empress mode. Doesn't matter what gender you are. But you definitely could be attracting a lot of wealth, or you could be attracting, whatever it is that you want into your life. She is also very nurturing as well, and we are in a very nurturing time. I say it all the time that I think if we want things to grow right now, we really have to come up with a plan to treat those things like a baby. We really have to nurture the things we want to grow into existence, and that's what I would do with the Empress. With the Three of Wands, you have the Three of Wands. So entering into the year entering in a period of expansion, or you could be expanding more, and which would be a good thing. I kind of wonder, this kind of makes sense because, I believe that Chiron goes direct on December 29th, and Chiron is in Aries, and it has been for a while. If you have other placements other than your sun in Aries, I think that you could feel this more, but I think all of you are going to feel this expansion. But I think that Chiron, retrograde can be a little bit restrictive. Chiron is the wounded healer, and so it points out our wounds so we can heal them. And it's in your first house for most of you, unless you're not a first house Aries. So you're gonna have to look at your own chart. But I sometimes think when it's going in reverse, when it's retrograde, that it is kind of causing restriction in our lives because we need to heal that restriction. So you could be facing or have faced a lot of challenges in 2024 that are restrictions that remind you of restrictions that you've probably experienced your whole life. And, you could feel a little bit more triggered by those restrictions as well. And so I kind of feel that Chiron direct on the 29th of December, as we move into the year, this could be why you're making more progress, or it looks like you are. Next, in the area of what you're leaving behind in 2024, you have this patience card in this releasing blocks card. So there you go. Definitely could be releasing a lot of blockages, which is great. I think you've been very patient. Probably you've had to be patient to an annoying level, and you're finally moving forward. So both those cards kind of say the same thing, right? As far as what you're leaving behind in 2024. You also have the Queen of Pentacles, the Six of Wands, and the Ace of Swords. Queen of Pentacles is a card of resourcefulness. I kind of feel like you are leaving behind like penny pinching. Like if you feel like you've been really having to pinch your pennies and really having to like be resourceful and save money and all that other good stuff, then, again, I still think between now and like 2033, I would, even if you have $1 billion in the bank account, I wouldn't be buying another like solid gold Ferrari, right? I would be saving your money. I would be being smart with it. And again, that doesn't mean you can't spend money. It just means, be resourceful. But, again, I kind of feel like maybe this is just saying that money is improving, or that your finances are improving, and things will just be a little bit nicer as far as finances are concerned. You have the Six of Wands. Six of Wands is a victory or success. It's funny, I just said to your opposite sign, Libra, that they had the same card in the same exact position in their reading, and it gave me the feelings like they don't have to fight so much anymore. And I kind of feel that for you as well, Aries, that, the Six of Wands, it's a good card. He's having a victory, but he had to fight for that victory. He's coming, the story of the card is that he's coming back from war, and he's being celebrated, but, war is a terrible thing. He had to go through something terrible to get this victory, right? And I kind of feel that's what you're leaving behind, is like having to struggle for the things you want. Now, of course, we'll always have to struggle through something, but, I think the energy is just a little bit nicer with that Six of Wands. You also have the Ace of Swords. I think you're making like a decision. It's almost like you're making a final decision to cut something out of your life. With the Ace of Swords, we have this palm frond right here, this olive branch over here. The palm fronds in the tarot can represent making a sacrifice. So usually with the Ace of Swords, we have to cut one thing out so that we can have something better. And you have two aces in this reading, which, two aces is definitely a new beginning. And, you could be cutting one thing out so that you can have something better, which is great. Let's see. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have the Seven of Pentacles. Yes, definitely a change in your finances. You could also say that we go from the Queen of Pentacles here to the King of Pentacles is showing up in the good stuff. And the King of Pentacles is all about protecting your wealth, building better finances, and all that other stuff. So it looks to me like there's a positive change in your finances. With the Six of Wands, yes, you have the Three of Swords. Three of Swords is heartbreak, but this doesn't have to be a heartbreak as in love. This could just be, again, he had to go through a heartbreaking situation to have this victory. War is heartbreaking, right? So I think for a lot of you, this is saying you're leaving behind those types of sacrifices where it's like you have to sacrifice something to earn something. And again, I think this is a good thing. With the Ace of Swords, you have the King of Wands. I read the King of Wands as you, Aries, and this would be you coming up in a very strong position. The King of Wands is very bold, assertive, confident. He's kind of a little bit of a visionary as well. He can have very unique ideas. I don't necessarily think you're leaving this behind, but I do think you're maybe taking... It's not that you're leaving something behind. I think that you're kind of embracing this more is what I feel. And again, I think this will lead to more action or more action-taking energy. So it just seems to me like you're taking more action. Next, we're looking at what are the best energies you can work with in 2025. And you have this Inner Goddess card. It says, express your divine feminine energy and loving wisdom will transform your life. You also have this healing energy. It says you're in the process of healing, eliminating any bad energies from your life. So there you go. Those kind of say the same thing. So healing obviously would be good energy for you to work with. And then expressing your inner goddess would be a good thing as well. And even if you're a man, doesn't matter. You can still work with your feminine energy. You could be being more creative. And creativity is definitely a huge thing that I would focus on right now. I think with all these retrogrades, with everything that's going on, everything screams creative solutions or creative energy to me. According to Chris's crappy astrology here. So I would be focusing all my efforts into creative solutions or creative ideas. And, there you go. You have the Seven of Cups, the Knight of Swords, and the Wheel of Fortune. As far as an energy to focus on, the Seven of Cups would say that you are spoiled for choice, but it would also represent kind of like making something happen with a dream. He is imagining these seven cups that exist in those clouds, and there are some good things and bad things in those cups, but the thing with the Seven of Cups is he doesn't really know how something is going to turn out until he does it. So some of you maybe have been dreaming about doing something or imagining doing something with your life, and I think a good energy to be working with is taking your dreams down to earth. Which at the end of 2024, I think all your readings have basically said the same thing. So, definitely would be a good time to work on your dreams. You have the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords says no rushing, but as far as an energy to work with is concerned, the Knight of Swords I think would be a great time for slowing down and not forcing things to happen. He is forcing this horse to run, and that horse, I always say, looks really stressed out on this card. So I think that this is saying, like, again, with the Empress card, getting into Empress mode, she is receiving, she is not forcing things to happen. So getting into receptive mode or being more open to receiving would be a good idea. With the Releasing Blocks card in this Knight of Swords, I would say, even though it shows up in the last row, doesn't matter, it's in the reading. I think that when we have blockages, we try to force things to happen. When we remove those blockages, things just happen. So I think this could also be saying, release blockages. With the Wheel of Fortune here, very good card. Definitely can represent a change in your fortunes. The Wheel of Fortune, as far as an action is concerned, is all about controlling the direction of the wheel. There are actually like 3 wheels here, and we want to be at the center of the wheel. When we are at the center of the wheel, all the other wheels are spinning around us, meaning we can see the changes, we can see the good things coming into our lives, we can see the bad things or the challenges coming into our lives. And the trick with the Wheel of Fortune is to double down on the good stuff, but to also take care of your challenges right away. Like, challenges only become worse over time. So if we don't face them. So facing your challenges, I would also say facing your fears as well. We have the snake here, and snakes are guardians of portals. And usually there are things we want in life, and the only thing that is preventing us from getting what we want is fear. So facing those small fears, those things where we're just afraid of what will happen, I think that will be a good thing for you to work with as well with this Wheel of Fortune. With the Seven of Cups, you have the Four of Swords. Four of Swords is resting, relaxing, recovering. So again, not forcing things to happen with the Four of Swords. Instead of being just only action, I think making sure that you're paying attention to the flow with the Ace of Cups is really what that Four of Swords is saying. With the Knight of Swords, you have the Five of Cups. This could be about just moving forward. If we look at the Knight of Swords, he is it's almost like he got to a certain point in the reading and then he's trying to run back to the past. So, with the 5 of Cups, this could be about letting things go. He is grieving the loss of something that no longer serves him, these 3 cups. But if he were to turn around, he would see these 2 cups, this bridge, and this castle, and he would get something much better in his life. But, the story of these 3 cups is that he doesn't even enjoy his taste for wine any longer. So he's sad about losing something that he doesn't even want any longer. And I feel like that's what this could be saying. It's like working with the energy of just letting things that aren't working go, and kind of moving forward will help you move forward. With the Wheel of Fortune, you have the 5 of Swords. 5 of Swords, as far as an energy to work with, would represent taking risks. And really, I don't think it's a risk. I think that what you're doing with the Wheel of Fortune is you are more focusing on facing those small fears so that you can get what you want. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this card that says, a new romantic cycle begins. Definitely could be love. You have this card that says a time for healing, and you have 2 cards that at the end here that basically say a time for healing. So it would be a great time for you to take time to heal. If you want love, I think it would clearly be a good time to put energy into love. This is the new moon in Libra, that card, and you have Libra right here with the Justice card, Aries. So some of you could be attracting Libra. Again, it could be any sign, doesn't have to be Libra, but the Justice card is a card of balance and doing things in balance. I think with this card showing up in the good stuff that you could be noticing how things in your life are more balanced out, or how you are balancing things out more in your life, which would be a good thing. I also think you are just kind of focusing more on what works. The Justice card is cause and effect. So when we get the Justice card, we have to pay attention to what's working, what's not working, and we have to do more of what works in life. And so I think you're doing that, which is a good thing. You have the King of Pentacles, definitely a big focus on your wealth in this reading. So I think a lot of you could be doing things to either create more wealth or to, earn more wealth. And of course, that would be a good thing with the King of Pentacles. I also think you're more focused on your skills. He has these grapes all over his cloak, and the grapes in the tarot represent something that is very difficult to grow, but he can do it well. And so it says you might have a skill that most people cannot do, but you can do it well. So, again, if you have a skill that you are working on, then it could be something that increases your earnings. You have the Temperance card. Temperance, again, would be healing as well, but in the good stuff, it could say that you are turning negatives into positives, or you are changing your fortunes. And definitely with the Wheel of Fortune right here, it looks to me like a lot of you could be working on changing your fortunes, or just creating breakthroughs or creating a turnaround in your life. With the Justice card, we have the King of Cups. Could be a water sign for some of you. We do have some water here. Could be any sign, general reading. But I think that this could be a person that's coming in for you. I'm kind of happier to see this because remember what I said at the beginning of the reading with these two. It's like I was like feeling like something is missing, or, it's kind of like there's this vulnerability thing going on with these two. I just feel it intuitively, that you could be meeting a person. And it's almost like, both people need to let their guard down, or like not be afraid of being vulnerable in front of each other or something. I don't know, whatever. And, the King of Cups would say to me that you are probably going to open up, or someone will. With the King of Pentacles, you have the Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles is about being very busy. It's coming up in the good stuff. So, King of Pentacles is work hard, play hard. And I definitely feel a lot of you could be in this energy of work hard, play hard. And you probably are working hard and playing hard. With the Temperance card, you have the King of Pentacles again. Definitely a change in your finances. I think a lot of you could be more financially focused in 2025, and it looks to me like you are improving your finances, or you're creating more wealth, which of course is a good thing. You have this resourcefulness card, Queen of Pentacles. We talked about you having to be resourceful. I think you have been. It's almost like you have learned how to be resourceful. So I would just continue using the energy of your resources, right? You have this idealism card. This card says that like nothing in life is really ever ideal, but it says make the best of all situations. And, the Wheel of Fortune next to the Temperance card would kind of say the same thing. It says that you can make the best out of a bad situation if you choose to do so. And I think that would be really, really helpful for you because, again, with the Wheel of Fortune, it's all about momentum. So Wheel of Fortune doesn't say that your destiny or your fortunes are going to be perfect, but it's about making it as perfect as you can. And the more you get the wheel spinning in the forward direction, the better your life gets. So, again, I would be, even situations that suck in 2025, I would say, like, how can you turn them into something that sucks a little bit less? And then you're getting the wheel to go in the right direction. You have this egotism card. I would be careful, especially at the end of the year here, between now and like the end of April. I would be very careful of people who have big egos or, people who are jerks, basically. Next, you have the seduction card. Yes, I definitely feel there's like something about seduction. It's almost like that this is two people who are afraid of being naked in front of each other, is kind of the feeling I get with that King and Queen of Pentacles. But it's like someone, I'm not saying like take your clothes off on the first date. That's not what I'm suggesting here with this person. But what I am saying is that if someone would just do it, I think that it's like it would release this tension that I feel between that King and Queen of Pentacles. It's almost like there's tension because it's like it just, you both just are caring too much or something. I really don't know, but it's almost like if someone could rip a band-aid off here and just do something crazy. And I'm not saying like do something stupid or anything, but I hope this is making sense. But if you find love this year, I think that it could really be something really good if you just release the tension. And there you go. You have this indecision card. You have the fork in the road card as well, which is about making a choice. This card says that there are angels trying to guide you in a direction, even though she's not looking at the angel. So I think for a lot of you, it's all about kind of really needing to look in the right direction, but also trust that you're being guided. But overall, Aries, this is very good. I love this reading. So thank you for being here, Aries, and definitely enjoy your year.